Being a single woman in LA can be awesome. The nightlife, the beach, the shopping, the fun. But somehow, all of that seems to change when you're middle-aged. My name is Fran, Argentina-born, single, and yep, middle-aged. My midlife crisis hit me hard, so I decided to fight back by embarking on a quest. Visiting all 50 states before I'm 50 and taking you along with me. Okay, world, here we go. Planes, trains, and automobiles, buckle up, because this is going to be one heck of a ride. Welcome to my 50 before 50. Warning, I have an accent. Sometimes it may be hard to understand what I'm saying. Occasional grammatical mistakes may be heard or read. Viewer discretion is advised. Good morning from North Dakota. Yes, finally traveling back west and entering my state number 37 straight into its most populated city. Confession time. North Dakota was the hardest state for me to plan for, as for some reason it is hard to find activities for it online. So I decided to stop by Fargo's Visitor Center, good morning, to see if they could give me a hand. But instead, they gave me a foot. No, not the foot, just a foot. More specifically, the one you see sticking out of the Woodchipper at the end of the movie Fargo, which put this city on the map for a lot of folks. Directed by the Coen brothers, this fantastic film was nominated for 7 Oscars and won 2 of them. But funny enough, not one single scene was shot in North Dakota, let alone in Fargo. The magic of movie making. As for the rest, the Visitor Center provided a lot of information, including the fact that North Dakota tends to be the final state for people visiting all 50. But that was hardly my case, so I set out to discover downtown Fargo. This cute part of town has plenty of shops, bars, and restaurants, and Bison sculptures are everywhere. As per iconic places, try the Bison Hotel, which a young Bob Dylan used to frequent the one year he lived in Fargo, and the Fargo Theater, now part of the National Register of Historic Places. But it was time to head further west. Okay, leaving Fargo, now we are crossing the beautiful state of North Dakota from east to west, taking Freeway I-94 and hitting some stops along the way. Gorgeous summery weather, by the way. Yeah, I spoke a little too soon. By the way, what on earth is that? Anyway, thankfully, the weather cleared up just in time for our first stop. The city of Jamestown and its frontier village, which hosts the world's largest buffalo, among some other amenities. This open museum showcases original buildings which were brought here for their historical preservation. And you know how much I love open museums. Adjacent to the village stands the National Buffalo Museum. And, of course, so does Dakota Thunder, the world's largest buffalo, towering at 60 feet tall and weighing over 60 tons. Told you it was big. This thing is massive. And since the sign in town invites you to touch its beard, that's exactly what I did. World's largest buffalo? Checked. Now back on the road. Over 100 miles west, we find our stop, number 2, Fort Abraham Lincoln State Park. This fort was established in 1872 in what was then our nation's frontier. It was eventually abandoned and dismantled, only to be rebuilt in 1934 by the Civilian Conservation Corps, a government work relief program created during the Great Depression, which labor helped build a city, county, state, and national parks, plus so much more nationwide. The state park is designed to take you back in time by visiting structures such as the Custer House, home to Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer, the first commander of this place. The fort sat at the confluence of the Mississippi and the Heart Rivers, which made this land very rich and sought after, something that has not changed much. The Mandan Indians had their village here prior to the fort's existence, a slant village that has been rebuilt for visitors to see and learn about the Mandan earthen lodgings and way of life. Due to a smallpox epidemic, the surviving Mandan were forced to move up north before the creation of the fort. Standing here, I can only imagine how life was back in those days. Before leaving, I visited the infantry post site, where you can check the block houses they used for protection, rebuilt just as they stood back in the day, and you can even go into them all the way up. But we still had one last stop before arriving to our final destination of the day. Ta-da! So guys, this is the largest scrap metal sculpture in the world. It is actually on the Guinness Book of Records. So it's certified. We know that what I'm saying is actually a fact. And it is part of the Enchanted Highway here in North Dakota. The Enchanted Highway connects the small town of Regent with the interstate in an effort to revive said town by a local artist, and it includes 8 scrap metal sculptures depicting local scenes. We only had time to check out one more before heading back west. By the way, what are we following now? Is this another world record, maybe? Okay, bye-bye. And finally, we made it into Medora. With a population of barely over 120, this little town is guaranteed to make you fall in love with it, just like it happened to a young Theodore Roosevelt back in 1883, way before his first presidency. A love affair that never truly ended. As the day wrapped, I found a nice restaurant for dinner. And a true gem for an after-dinner drink. I love this place so much that I came back the following day, something I never do. But for the time being, it was time to go rest. Beautiful morning from Medora. The following morning, I set out to discover Medora, walking around its super cute downtown, which lives up to its western roots. Among the places to visit, we find the Billings County Courthouse Museum, the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library, the Hoffman House, built by the parents of Medora Valambrosa, whose husband, the Marquis de Moray, founded this town, naming it after her. The center of Western heritage and cultures. The Old Town Hall Theater with its Theodore Roosevelt statue. And much, much more. The city was only days away from the opening of their famous Medora musical, an outdoor experience that draws people from all over to town. This place truly exceeded my expectations, as I didn't know what to expect, and Roosevelt's spirit is palpable in every corner. And speaking of Roosevelt and of exceeding expectations, boy oh boy, was I about to enter a magical place. Welcome to the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. This national park extends over 70,000 acres of badlands and encompasses 3 different units. In here, no matter where you look, you find splendor. There is not a slice of it that doesn't take your breath away. I was mesmerized by the land itself, the shapes, the colors, the views. A special mention to the Cap Rock formations made out of sandstone, which pale look transports you to a moon-like planet in an instant. Just unbelievable. And another shout out to the prairie dogs, which I did not feed for being just too damn cute. As you can see, everything was going according to plan when all of a sudden we hit a traffic jam and everything got way better. It is hard to describe the feeling you get when looking at these animals so close, moving so freely and so carefree, simply being. bliss and joy. I could not leave without checking out the Little Missouri River overview, just in case I needed any more beauty, right? I just can't with the beauty of this place. I really... Jesus, North Dakota, Jesus. And even though I am not a big fan of heights, this view was beyond worth it. I can honestly say I understand why Theodore Roosevelt fell in love with this place. I don't think it's too hard to understand at all. Yep, not hard to understand at all. And time to leave this magical land of North Dakota. And I know we've established that the movie Fargo was not shot in this state, but if I may, I would like to close this episode with a quote from it, because it just fits. There's more to life than a little money, you know. And here you are. And it's a beautiful day.